Hi, this is Sarah with Posh Pooch Designs, and today's video I'm going to show you how to make this striped bandana in 3 sizes. This is Maximo. He's modeling the red, white, and blue one. I'm going to let him get down. And this is Rosie. She knows I have a cookie in my pocket. And she's modeling the one that's all different colors. Isn't that pretty? All right, here's a cookie for Rosie. Here's one for Max. All right. Now this pattern is written in 3 sizes, small, medium, and large, and I'll explain that when we go through the pattern. And what you need is 4 colors of any kind of worsted weight yarn. And today we're using Red Heart with Love, and I chose it because it is washable, and anything with puppies, it's a good idea to have good washable yarn. You're going to need an H hook for this project. You'll need a needle because we are going to do a little starburst and also to weave in your ends. And then, of course, a pair of scissors so that you can cut your colors. Alrighty, now the pattern is called the Flag Bandana, and I will put that pattern link in the comments for you. Alrighty, I'm going to move the screen down so you can see my hands better. There we go. Now, the first thing we're going to do is start with our blue, because we'll be starting down at the point of the bandana. So, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and in that second chain from the hook, we're going to put 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now, this is stitched entirely of single crochets and chains, and some of them in the back loops, but this is a great beginner project. Chain 1 and turn. We're going to put 2 single crochets in the first single crochet, 1 in the center, and 2 single crochets in the last single crochet. Then you'll have 5 single crochets. And then we're going to chain 1 and turn. Chain 1 does not count as a stitch. And we're going to put 1 single crochet in each one of those 5 single crochets. And you can see the beginning of the point of your bandana starting to form. All right. Now, the way the pattern works is the next row, you'll increase by 1 at the beginning. So we'll put 2 single crochets. Then you'll single crochet in each stitch across. And then in the last single crochet of that row, you'll put 2 single crochets. Then the next row will be a row of single crochets, and you'll repeat that pattern of an increase at the beginning, an increase at the end, and then the next row is solid single crochets. And you will repeat this for 9 rows for the size small, 11 rows for the size medium, and 13 rows for the size large. And then you'll end up with one that looks like this. Only I've already put 2 rows of the stripes on there. And what you'll do is you'll join your white yarn and working in the back loops, and I'll show that to you with this row. And you continue with the row or the pattern of increase in the first stitch by 1, so you have 2 single crochets, and then 1 single crochet across, and 2 single crochets in the last, only we're working in the back loops, and I'll show that in just a second. And then the next row will be a solid row of single crochets. All right, now how do we single crochet in the back loop? And this is what you do. On your row of single crochets, you have a front loop and a back loop on each one. That's what these little loops are. Okay, and so what we're going to be doing is single crocheting in the back loop only. We'll put 2 single crochets because that's the beginning of this next row, and we're working across only putting 1 single crochet in the back loop, just like that. You can see there's that ridge there, and that tells you you're in the back. If you were single crocheting in the front loop, it would be flat. Alrighty. Then, when we get to the end of this row, my yarn doesn't want to knot up on me. It's a common issue, isn't it? We all get yarn barf. We all get our yarns knotted up. It just happens. Okay, then we're at the last stitch, and we're going to stitch 2 single crochets in that last stitch. Chain 1 and then turn and still single crocheting in the back loop, 1 single crochet in each single crochet across. This bandana is so much fun to make because the possibilities of what you can do is so much fun. I think this would be fun to do your favorite team colors, your favorite sports team at your school colors, football team, soccer team, whatever colors are your favorites or are your school teams, or your favorite team or your school team, and then you can root on your school or your team by wearing their colors. Oops. We're going to change here, and something you'll notice is that I didn't cut my yarn at the end of this row, and we will cut the white one now because we have our 2 rows of white. But when you're doing it, it's a lot easier, and you have one less thing to have to weave in. Like this red one, we're just going to bring it up, join it, and chain 1. And you can see those 2 little loops there. When we go and finish off the edge, we'll just single crochet those down. All right, now we're going to do our last row, our last 2 rows on the bandana. So we're going to put 2 single crochets in that first stitch, still working in the back loops, 1 single crochet across. And of course, when you get to the striped part, if you made it bigger, of course you'll have more stitches than what I have here. And I wrote the pattern in 3 sizes so you could make it for bigger dogs or bigger animals. I have seen people put these on goats. I've seen them put them on miniature ponies. They're a lot of fun. I think the chicken sweater is the thing that really surprised me. We're at the end here. I'm going to put 2 single crochets and the last single crochet, working in that back loop, chain 1 and turn. Now we're still working in the back loop, and we're just going to put 1 single crochet in each single crochet. The next row, when we finish this, we're going to be putting on the trim and the ties. And that row, we will not be working in the back loops. And I chose to design this pattern with the back loops because I wanted the stripes to look prominent. You know, I wanted them to kind of stick out and show. All right, now we're at the last one. We're going to go ahead and cut our red yarn off because we're done. We do have some strings, and we'll have to work those in. All right, now I'm going to do my trim in this gold. We're going to join that, and then we're going to turn, and we're going to work 1 single crochet in each single crochet across, but we're no longer working in the back loop. So go through both loops. Just like this. I'm trying to work fast because I don't like my videos to be real long. As any of those of you who have watched my videos, you know, excuse me, I like my videos to get to business, have fun, get the pattern done, and not last a real long time. When you get to the corner, make sure that you put 3 single crochets in that corner. And now we're going to single crochet down the side to the point. And the way you do that is you put 1 single crochet at the end of each row. Like here we have 2 rows of white, So we want to make sure we put two single crochets. We have 2 rows of red, so we want to make sure we put a single crochet at the end of each of those rows. Same thing with the white. And then the blue. We're down to the blue. Single crochet. And the reason I like to put a trim and an edge on this is it does give it a nice even trim instead of just a bumpy edge. Some more yarn out here. Now, something that you can do is, as you see you've got some of your strings, I kind of move them out of the way, and we're down at the corner. I want you to put 3 single crochets in that corner, so or that point, I should say. It's more of a point. But you can, if you want to, lay that string across and single crochet over it, and that would be one less string that you have to tie in. And if this one's pretty long, so I won't go over all of it. I'll just go over 2 or 3. And then all I have to do is cut that when I'm done. And it's already worked in. All right, now we're working up the other side here. And that white one jumped across. We got a blue in there. And you can lay those down, single crochet across them. And it's real important, the ones that we looped over, that you make sure you get that loop in there. Look at that. That's a big O knot. There we go. You just never know what's going to happen when you pull your yarn out, do we? All right, so I got a couple of those down. Get those out of the way. And you make sure we put it in the white, As we did 2 rows of white, 2 rows of red, 2 rows of white, 2 rows of red. So just make sure you get 2 single crochets in each of those. Go over those loops. Trying to pull them back. There we go. All right, we're almost to the top. And if you didn't grab those strings, that's totally fine, because we'll just work in those ends when we're done. All right, we're back to the top. We're going to put 2 single crochets and then join. All right, now we've got the bandana pretty much done. It needs a little work as far as weaving in the ends. All right, so then you're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're going to chain 25. Let me grab the one off Maxima so you can see. One thing I do is I don't make the ties real long, and I just tie it in a kind of a square knot so that I can slip it over his head. All right, so now we're over here, and you're going to chain 25. Then you're going to turn and single crochet across that 25, then single crochet again across the top. And then for the last side, you're going to chain 25, turn, and then single crochet back across. And then you can see right here, join to that first single crochet of the bandana, and then tie it off. And that's the bandana.